Hello gentlemen, today we are going to learn how to draw a map of Asia. So the first key in this is to fold our map in 6. So when you get your piece of paper, you need to fold it once the long way, and then you need to fold it twice the short way, like a letter. In order to create 6 boxes. And that's what I've created here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. So we're going to start here on the west edge of the map. Our last map was the Middle East, which would be over here. And we're going to start connecting the Middle East to the rest of Asia. So we sweep down from the side, and then here we have that dragon tooth. So this triangle down, triangle back up, and the dragon tooth is dripping some blood down here. So we curve down, dragon tooth, then over here we have a staircase down. 1, 2, 1 step, 2 steps, then we slide down, up, and back around for Southeast Asia. From the edge of Southeast Asia, right here's our middle line, we come up. China has a big pot belly. So the pot belly of China sticks out, comes around, and then down for the Korean Peninsula. Korea sticks down, and then we sweep up for Russia. Once we've done that, it's pretty easy. That's the mainland of Asia, but there's then a lot of islands. So let's add those in. So we have long and skinny for Sumatra, short and flat for Java, home base, special K, a bunch of little islands, and then here in our right quadrant, we have that Tetris piece, or slug. Above special K, we have the handcuffs. China has a belly button, and then Japan is shaped like a banana. So that's our outline of Asia. Now we need to start labeling things. So first we're going to do our bodies of water. Here we have the Caspian Sea. And it's at a different angle than our last map because we're on a different part of the globe. We're looking at it from a different angle. Here out in south of India is, of course, the Indian Ocean. And then part of the Indian Ocean is what separates India from the Middle East, which is the Arabian Sea, next to the Arabian Desert. So we have the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean. Then here, south of China, we have the cleverly named South China Sea. Out here, to be specific, this big wide open area here is the Pacific Ocean. And if we went about 7,000 miles that way, we'd hit LA. So back here in Asia, the last body of water to know about is this narrow stretch of land, or narrow stretch of water between these two pieces of land, which are called the Straits of Malacca, Straits of Malacca. They connect India to China, cha-cha-cha. So you have the Straits of Malacca here, and we'll talk about them more in class at some point. Next, we have mountains. So we have 2 mountain ranges that you already know about. The first is here, and these are the Caucasus, C-A-U-C-A-S-U-S, the Caucasus Mountains. Next, the other mountain range we've already encountered before are here, and these are called the Karakoram. K-A-R-A-K-O-R-U-M, Karakoram. Now we have 2 new ones to add. The first are the Urals. and they rise out of the Caspian Sea and head up this way. Urals, the Urals. And if you notice, the Caucasus and the Urals together make sort of a check mark. And then next, across the belt of Asia, is the world's tallest mountains. And these are the Himalayas. Himalayas, the Himalayas, and they include Mount Everest, which is the world's tallest mountain. So those are our 4 mountain ranges: Caucasus, Urals, Karakoram, and Himalayas. Next, we have 5 rivers. The first flows out of the Karakoram and down into the Arabian Sea. In this place, we have the Indus River. And then on the other side of India, we have a river that curves around and then out to the other side of India. And this is the Ganges, Ganges, the Ganges. And it's the holy river of the Hindu religion. Also flowing out of the Himalayas, this time through Southeast Asia and out to the South China Sea, this is the Mekong, Mekong. And it flows through Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. 2 rivers in China. The first flows relatively straight through the center of China, and this is the Yangtze. Yangtze, Yangtze. The other is not so straight. It flows up, and then down, and then back up again. And this is the Yellow River. Yellow, the Yellow River. So those are our 5 rivers: the Indus, the Ganges, the Mekong, the Yangtze, and the Yellow. So 5 rivers. We have 2 deserts. The first is a cold desert. So it's dry, but it's also cold. And that's this region above the Himalayas called Tibet. It's this plateau that sits up high and dry and cold. And then north of China, we have a desert called the Gobi. And the Gobi Desert separates China from Russia. So if you want to go between Russia and China, you have to go by the Gobi Desert. So those are our 2 deserts. Next, we have our islands. The first island is here, south of India, that drop of blood off the dragon tooth. And this is called Sri Lanka. Srilanka. Sri Lanka. Next, this small flat island here is Java. It used to grow a huge amount of coffee, which is why to this day sometimes people call coffee Java. Next, this small group of islands here seem so innocent, but they are the Spice Islands. And during the colonial era, wars were waged over trying to get access to the wealth of these tiny little islands. And we'll talk more about that next unit. This bigger island here next door is called New Guinea. And New Guinea is home to some of the last hunting and gathering tribes left on the planet. And our last island is this belly button of China called Taiwan. Last but not least, we have our cities. So we're going to work left to right, west to east. We're going to go back here to the west, and we're going to start with our old friend Tehran from our last map. Also on our last map, was the capital of Afghanistan, Kabul, Kabul. And now here are our new cities. At the mouth of the Ganges River, where the river meets the ocean, is the city of Calcutta. Calcutta, Calcutta. And made famous by Mother Teresa, who, that's where she did her ministry to the poor, was in the city of Calcutta. At the tip of this long peninsula is a tiny little island called Singapore, which is actually its own city, its own island, and its own country. It's a very wealthy city. It's been made wealthy by being halfway to everywhere. Here on the Mekong River, there are two cities that we need to know about. The first is at the mouth of the Mekong River, and it's the city of Saigon. Saigon, Saigon. It's in the country of Vietnam, and it was the capital of the South during the Vietnam War. And when you guys study that in U.S. history, you'll want to know where that is. Next, just upriver, is the capital of Cambodia, called Phnom Penh. Phnompenh. It's a funny spelling. Phnom Penh, it's the capital of Cambodia, and when we study Cambodia in the spring, that's where we'll be talking about. 3 cities in China. The first is an island just offshore in the South China Sea, and this is the city of Hong Kong, famous for its kung fu action movies. Here in China, there are 2 other cities. At the mouth of the Yangtze River is the city of Shanghai. So Yangtze, Shanghai. Yang and Shang go together. Here at the bend of the Yellow River, but not actually on the river, is the capital of China, Beijing. Beijing. 2 more cities. The first is here in the handcuffs. These are the Philippine Islands, and the capital is Manila, Manila. Manila. It's the capital of the Philippines. It's also where my father was born. And last but not least, here in the center of the main island of Japan is the capital, Tokyo. And Tokyo is the 2nd largest city in the whole world. Last but not least, normally we don't put countries on the map, but because of the recent news, I want you to know where Korea is. So Korea is this peninsula that dips down, Korea. And of course it's divided in 2, and the country that's been causing so much concern in the world is North Korea. So North Korea is the upper half of the peninsula, and it's been in the news a lot because of them threatening nuclear missiles and nuclear war around the world. So that's it, my friends. This is your map of Asia and the 30 places that you'll be required to know about. So good luck, have fun practicing your map, and I will see you after Thanksgiving.